Hi, this is Amy Lewis. This is Engineers Unplugged.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and we are here for Engineers Unplugged. I'm here with my buddy John, and I'm here with my buddy Jim. What are you guys going to talk about today?
We're going to talk a little bit about management of a Vblock and some of the things that are top of mind for our customers.
Awesome. All right, you up for it?
We are totally up for it.
Awesome. Go for it.
All right.
All right, so let's jump in. There may be a few people out there that still don't know what a Vblock is, so
Yep.
you want to hit a couple of the value props?
Sure. We'll hit it really quickly. It's really the conversation we've had for the last 4 years. It's changed. Last 5 years, it's been changing. Where it was about what comprises a Vblock, which of course we're talking at Cisco for network and compute, EMC for the storage aspect, VMware for the hypervisor that's pre-integrated, and we're going to pre-integrate, pre-validate, manufacture those as one. We're going to support them as one. We have the ongoing lifecycle maintenance of the Vblock once it's been deployed to the customer's site. But as I mentioned, it's really more around orchestration and management and application mobility. That's more the conversation our customers are interested in now.
And clearly it's going well because Vblock being a leader in Magic Quadrants and everything from there. So let's jump in.
Sure.
What's so special about the management and orchestration?
So really what we're doing, and I'm going to jump on the whiteboard here now, is we're going to treat Vblock not as the individual elements, not as the individual components within the stack, but as a single system. Right, so if you look at the way people are deploying today, and this is the same whether it's a Vblock or it's any other kind of converged infrastructure stack. We have our network and we have our compute and we have our storage, and people are managing these as individual elements, right? So they've got an individual team with individual tool sets around at managing each element of this stack. And of course that works, but where they have challenges, in some cases they're communicating well, but they're speaking a different language. Right. In other cases, they're not communicating so well, not that it's happening in any of your data centers. So what we brought in with Vision Intelligent Operations, or VCE Vision, is a software that sits within every Vblock and now presents this as a single system rather than the individual elements of the stack. But this is not another GUI, and that's important because most of our customers, as you know, they have a multitude of tools in their data center, and the last thing they want to do is introduce another tool and say, where does this one fit? Where's the piece of the puzzle for this one? So what we do is provide some functionality and a view of the system and the object model of the Vblock northbound into tools like UCSD, so they can have this kind of functionality when they look in the tools they're already using today and start to bring those tool sets down. So just to quickly go through some of the functionality of Vision. So we've got a discovery mechanism in there and validation. So what we're doing now is discovering the changes our customers are making and validating them against something we call the release certification matrix. So it's the interoperability matrix between the elements in the stack. So they can see, yep, somebody's made a change if they're using individual components. We're validating it, and we're going to give you a health score, and we're going to tell you how compliant you are to the RCM, the release certification matrix. Not so we can tell you you're not supported, but so we can tell you, hey, there's been a change, this could impact your application availability, which is of course top of mind. You can proactively address that rather than reactively address that. We got logging as part of this, and this is all part of VCE Vision. This is not separate functionality, it's just the way I'm going to draw it out. This is logging as a context now, so instead of looking at individual logs and trying to work out the root cause when we have a problem, we can see them as a system, quickly work out the root cause and address it. So we're reducing that time to market should there be an outage. We've already talked about health, and we can of course provide this information up to support. This is our core software, where we're looking at this and doing this for RCM and upgrades. So now we can do the discovery and the validation. We can see how compliant they are with the different code levels throughout the stack. And we can tell them, yep, you're where you thought you were, or no, you're not. Before you start an upgrade, you need to remediate here so you don't have any unexpected downtime.
That's good.
Okay. Security is part of this. Remember, this is all passed northbound into a separate tool, and this could be something like UCSD. Okay. So security templates, so hardened to an RSA standing across the stack, or RSA standard. And we have a backup config of the Vblocks as part of this as well. Finally, the last thing we'll talk about here is the system API, and this is where this information is presented northbound to other tools.
And the API, and it's an open API that just goes
open RESTful API that can now present this information up through adapters to tools like UCSD. And this, of course, is the framework that we need to have in place before we look at hybrid cloud. Right. How do we standardize across data centers How do we know what we have inside our Vblock, and then how do we manage those pools of resources within them?
So now I imagine this is great when you're setting it up, because you want to make sure that you're actually setting up with it, but as you're expanding the deployment as well, I imagine that becomes really key to make sure you're at the certification level.
You're absolutely right, and you've hit on a key point, because if you look at how we're going to scale these, and we scale modularly, and we have things called technology extensions that allow us to scale where we need to. Having these discovery and validation mechanisms that let us pull those pools of resources into the Vblock data center is critical.
Right.
Yep.
That's great. And so tell me a little bit about UCSD. When you get to that point and the customers, how does it benefit from it? I mean,
so what we want to do, everything we do at VCE is really about accelerating time to market and reducing risk. Everything that we talk about can be tied back to that. So we've built out with a standard build based upon the customer's requirements with a standardized build. We've then given you visibility into the Vblock with VCE Vision, and then what we're going to do is allow you to rapidly deploy UCSD through some of our services. We obviously know what we have in place from an infrastructure perspective. Now let's look at how we can more rapidly deploy something like UCSD and take full benefit of everything it provides.
So the time savings for customers must be big?
It's huge. I mean, you look, within 45 days to deploy Vblock, within 48 hours to have it operational, within 15 additional days to have UCSD up and running and configured on site.
And so the ROI on that is just amazing.
It's huge, yeah.
That's great. That's fantastic. Great information, I think. Anything else you want to add when you're out talking to customers? What's the next step on this?
I think, well, it's obviously hybrid cloud is quite the buzz in the market now, so they want to understand how does this play into the hybrid cloud strategy, how are others doing this, whether it be a service provider or a public cloud, we've got intercloud in the mix, of course. How does this play in? And those are conversations we're happy to have.
Well, I mean, Vblock is hybrid cloud ready, it's intercloud ready, so
it makes for an easy conversation.
It does make for an easy conversation. So let's invite Lauren back. What do you think?
Why, thank you. All right, guys. Okay, your challenge now is to draw a northbound unicorn.
A northbound unicorn.
Yeah,
a northbound
whatever
unicorn.
that means to you.
A northbound unicorn.
Just for the heck of it. Go for it.
Well, by default, aren't their horns always northbound?
I think you're going to win this challenge,
Let's try this.
All right.
Okay.
I'm as bad at rollers as you are. Right?
Okay, northbound 7.
That looks like a head of some sort.
And
unicorn.
There's its horn. Okay.
All managed together.
All right, this is
Wait, there's an eye. And a smile.
Oh my. Okay, so I'll see you on the next episode
well, you
of
have to
Engineers
tell us you won.
Unplugged.